What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Now it's time to have this debate on my channel. Kobe being Bryant, the Black Mamba, versus LeBron, the King James, right? Who's better, the King or Bean? In my opinion, LeBron James was a better player than Kobe Bryant by far. Seriously. And it's not a knock against the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant, was an outstanding player, an all-time great, pantheon great type player. But I think LeBron James is on another level, for sure. And I think he passed Kobe as the better player years ago, before he won a fourth title with the Lakers, without question. Now, a lot of y'all might ask, why is this even a topic of conversation? Why are you bringing up the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant? And I'm not trying to denigrate the brother when I'm talking about Kobe's career, because he was an all-time great, outstanding player. For sure, one of the best players I've watched during my time period. However, after LeBron James became the all-time leading scorer, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, there has been a strong contingent of Michael Jordan fanatics. Now, pay attention to my words. A fanatic. There's a difference between a fan and a fanatic. A fanatic has no objective bone in their body. A fanatic does not have an objective bone in their body at all. They only see things one way. And that's the Michael Jordan way, right? And a lot of these fanatics, Michael Jordan fanatics, they use Kobe Bryant as a buffer between LeBron and Michael Jordan. They use Kobe as the buffer. They'll say, how can LeBron be even close to Michael Jordan when he hasn't even passed Kobe yet? He hasn't passed Kobe yet. He ain't better than Kobe. He ain't better than Kobe. And they start talking about championships and use that as the basis for Kobe being better than LeBron James. Let me remind you all, basketball is a team game, right? So a lot of times you have the better team will win majority of the time. LeBron James has only been a favorite in 2 NBA finals in his career. 2. Contrary to popular belief, right? But we just gonna keep it on championship talk. Just because you have a better team does not mean that the better team will win most of the time in the championships most of the time. But just because a person has more championships than the individuals does not mean that they are the better player, right? To me, LeBron James did a lot of things better than Kobe Bean Bryant, for sure. But let's get back to the Michael Jordan fanatics. I come from a family of Michael Jordan fanatics. From my father, my auntie, my brother, and they can't help it. We grew up, we in Chicago, Illinois. So they watched what Michael Jordan did during his era and all of that. And I understand it. It's a dope thing. He put Chicago on a map when it came to the Bulls. He put the Bulls on the map and put us on the map as far as being a powerhouse in basketball, for sure. But I'm still an objective person, and I recognize that a lot of times Michael Jordan fanatics are like members of the Beehive. Yes, Beyonce's Beehive. They are just like that. They feel threatened when anybody else's greatness is mentioned in the same breath as Michael Jordan's. They feel threatened, or when anybody else's greatness is given extreme props, they start attacking the recipient of that praise. In particular, LeBron James. They can't stand LeBron. And it really has the fact LeBron was given he was compared to Mike coming out of high school. He wore the number 23. He played in the Eastern Conference. A lot of people always hated dude, just from the fact that people were comparing him to Michael Jordan. And then him feeling like he's the best player in the world, when most players are supposed to feel like that they're the best player ever. They're supposed to. That's how you remain a dog in the basketball world, feeling like you're the best to ever touch that motherfucker, right? But anyway, so yeah, they use Kobe Bryant as a buffer and they trash LeBron James when they really lying to themselves. Let me say this too, because a lot of Michael Jordan fans and Kobe Bryant fanatics, they think being fans of those individuals make them alpha males by proxy. And it's just all right, chill out. All this alpha talk and all this gorilla talk, cut the shit, because a lot of them, whatever. But anyway, I hear people say, well, you can ask a lot of the players in their era. Look who played against Kobe and who played against Kobe. They'll tell you that he's a better player. Kobe's a better player than LeBron James. People from Kobe's era. Well, I always say this, man. A lot of people have a bias towards their era. So they're always going to pick the guy from their era when they say who's better between a guy from their era and a guy that came later. Because it makes their era look good. It makes them as a player look good. Their stats look better when they say, I was playing against that dude who was supremely better than Michael Jordan, right? But when you listen to them old head talks like Jerry West, and Oscar Robertson, and when you listen to Dr. J and them talk, they gonna pick LeBron James over Kobe Bryant every time. And Jerry West drafted Kobe Bean Bryant and will tell you out his own mouth LeBron was a better player than him. Because he knows the game of basketball and knows what he's watching. And don't say Jerry West wasn't shit because he lost all them finals. He believed in Kobe as a 17-year-old kid and drafted him for a reason and looks at him as a pantheon great, but recognizes what he sees when he sees LeBron James. LeBron James, I will say this, man. Kobe was probably, he is, probably. Him and Steph Curry Kobe and Steph are two of the best difficult shot makers I've ever seen in my life, right? Kobe can hit shots over double teams, over triple teams, all of that. With the shot clock winding down, degree of difficulty shooting from the side, he can do all type of crazy moves mid-air and hit a shot, which was phenomenal to watch. But the thing about LeBron James, LeBron makes his team take easier shots so that they don't have to be in position to make all type of crazy shots at times. LeBron makes his team take higher percentage shots, for sure. The brother knew how to control the pace of the game. I watched him in that series when they were playing against the Golden State Warriors. I'm talking about pre-Kevin Durant years. Before Kevin Durant got there and those two chips when they played Golden State, I watched him slow the game down, speed it up. And I was like, that's a skill. For real. He had to do that to win them championships. It's the reason why Dellavedova and them were looking like competent. When Kyrie and Kevin Love were injured that first year, when he went to the finals, it's the reason why them boys was looking like they could almost pull it off for a second. LeBron was controlling the pace of the game. Now, Ty, give credit, you know what I mean, to Ty Lue wasn't coaching them during that time period. He wasn't coaching them. It was David Black. But give credit to the coaching too. But LeBron was able to dictate the pace of the game. His IQ was always better than Kobe Bean Bryant's. He knew when to pass, when to shoot. LeBron is a person, why am I shooting over three guys if I have an open man over here? He's going to make the right basketball play every single time. LeBron had a better overall arsenal. He could shoot. He could pass. He had a high IQ. He could defend. And contrary to popular belief, because YouTubers would sit here and tell you LeBron always been a trash defender, as of lately, as the years started to pile up on LeBron, yes, he's not a good defender anymore. But from when he started his career up into that 2014, 2015 season, he was an excellent defender, a great defender, for sure, great defender. And in the 2012, 2013 year, he should have been Defensive Player of the Year, 2012, 2013 year, not Marc Gasol. LeBron's defense was excellent, and you even saw it in the playoffs the year beforehand, how he shut down my boy Derrick Pooh Rose, Southside Chicago native, shout out to Inglewood. He shut down Pooh, he shut down D Rose and made everybody else score. LeBron guarded him and said, you know what, I got him, right? And he shut him down. And he was defending everybody during that time period. So don't let them tell you LeBron was always a terrible defender. Don't let them tell you that. Because they lying through their damn teeth if they say some stuff like that. Because it is a reason, I repeat, it's the reason why the brother, how many defensive? He made 6 all-defensive teams. 5-time all-defensive first team from 2009 to 2013, right? But again, to me, LeBron is the best player since Michael Jordan. Kobe was better than Tim Duncan, and I would even say he was better than Shaq, even though some people feel like it's a toss-up because Shaq was the most dominant player we've ever seen with our own two eyes. But I'm going to give it to Kobe because Kobe took better care of himself. He hit free throws, and then after Shaq left, Kobe was the driving force in his 2 championships that he won. Shaq was not the driving force. Dwayne Wade was, right? So I'm going to give it to Kobe. But in that instance, when it comes to Kobe and Shaq, but again, Bron shot better from the field. Let me give you their field goal percentage, their career field goal percentage. LeBron shoots 50% from the field on his career. Kobe shot 44%. 44.7, I rounded up to 45, right? LeBron shoots 34% from 3 for his career. Kobe shoots 32%. You can round it up to 33. So LeBron is a better career 3-point shooter, right? It's near close, but LeBron has the edge in it. LeBron was a better passer. And again, watching this, people underestimate this. Coaching matters in basketball. LeBron never played for an all-time great coach. Ex-Spoelstra was solid. Tyronn Lue, solid coach, very good coach, solid coach. What's the boy name from last year? Frank Vogel now. He was solid, but he never played with a Pat Riley. He never played for a Phil Jackson. Never played for a Greg Popovich, right? Never played for any of those individuals. And it was still able to get the job done without playing for those Pantheon great coaches. Phil is an excellent coach. And I'm telling y'all, a lot of times, Kobe was unhinged. And he didn't play team basketball in the way he was supposed to play. So Phil had him by the reins and would rein him in to stop him from going off the leash and just going all and shooting him out the game. Kobe was such a great difficult shot maker at times. He would take bad shots, ill-advised shots that sometimes would kill the momentum for the team. Sometimes it would burst the game open. And a lot of times it would burst the game open, and a lot of times it would kill momentum. And he would be like, yo, like, man, nah. So Kobe was a better, I feel like, year by year, you want to say year by year scorer, he was. But he wasn't an overall better player. His shot IQ and all that, it was never better than LeBron James, right? It's the reason why LeBron James has 4 league MVPs and Kobe Bryant only got 1. And don't tell me it's because of the situation that happened in Eagle, Colorado, because it's not, okay? It's not that reason. LeBron James has just had a different type of game. Seriously, LeBron could take, at one point now in LeBron James' career now, his scoring does not dictate winning anymore. I think he's getting outside of his prime now. He's not in his peak years anymore. At one point, LeBron scored 40 or 37, 38 plus, it's over with. It's almost guaranteed to win. He got 38, 10 assists, it's over with. Right? 40, it was almost cooked. You feel me? But I remember that year he put up 56 in his second year in Cleveland. He put up 56 against Toronto when they lost. But that was when he had Paul Silas. He really didn't have that type of roster like that. Nah, I ain't gonna put on the roster. LeBron just hadn't reached his pinnacle at that point, even though he was averaging like 25 a game or 27. How much was LeBron averaging in his second year? Right? LeBron was averaging 27 a game in his second year. Right? So we're gonna go to that. LeBron averaged 27 in his second year, Kobe averaged 15. You know? But yeah, I just feel like LeBron had his game just for the most part. If he was for a while, if he was scoring, if he was getting 40 something, it was a guaranteed win for sure. It was a guaranteed win. Now it's not like that anymore, but yeah, I feel like he was such a force. If you put him on a team, any team, they became championship contending. Any team, him alone. You put him with somebody else, they should be a championship favorite. Or not a favorite, or not a championship favorite. They should be favored to get to the finals. Not a championship favorite. They should be a favorite to at least get to the finals. If LeBron get on a team, yeah. That shit changing all the way around. Put him with somebody else, they more than likely get into the finals. It was like that for dude. It was. And his game was predicated to carry teams. Now, he can't carry teams now, but his game was predicated to carry teams. Kobe Bryant's game was never predicated to carry a squad like that. Not like that. Now, he did it at certain points, but it wasn't not over a long period of his career. He was never really built to carry certain teams in the way that LeBron was. I don't think, I know Kobe not carrying that 06-07 team to the finals. You can talk about the Eastern Conference being weak all you fucking want to. Kobe wasn't getting past, he wasn't driving a team with Drew Gooden. Let me look at the damn roster. Drew Gooden, Damon Jones, Big Z, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and I know y'all gonna say Ilgauskas was an all-star. Ilgauskas was an all-star by fucking default, averaging 15 a game and 11. 14, 11, 16, 11. Zydrunas was never no dominant player. He would get bullied against the real dog like Dwight Howard now. So LeBron had Damon Jones, Big Z, Drew Gooden, Eric Snow. Boobie Gibson. Boobie was never no star. He got hot catching them balls from LeBron. I remember that one game he went for like 40-something, and they really got him that contract. LeBron was finding them. He was, and Boobie, to Boobie's credit, he was knocking that shit down. He made his name off of that and got a huge contract off of that, but Boobie was never no star. LeBron had Sasha Pavlovich on the team, Danielle Marshall, Ira Newble, Anderson Varejao, Scott Pollard, and a past his prime Larry Hughes. Now, Larry Hughes in Washington was averaging 22 a game and leading the league in steals. When he got with Bron now, Larry was averaging 16, 17 on a good day, 16, 15.9. Larry, that team with Bron had with Scott Pollard and Drew Gooden and Eric Snow and Boobie Gibson, Sasha Pavlovich, Danielle Marshall, Verajal, Damon Jones. Kobe ain't leading that team to the finals like Bron would. Bron carried the damn YMCA league to the finals that year, right? And again, that's the reason why Bron got the MVPs he got. Because he came to a squad that made the whole overall team have team success that they never would have, like you would never see them experiencing with another superstar there. Seriously, the year Kyrie Irving was traded, right? The year after he was traded, that 2017, 2018 year, the shit Bron did. Because at that point, K-Love was there, but K-Love wasn't playing dominant, and you'd be lying to say he was. Kevin Love was not playing dominant if you watch basketball. He wasn't Minnesota Kev, and it wasn't because, LeBron made him a third option, because at that point, Kyrie was gone. Isaiah Thomas, I don't even think Isaiah was there at that point. Isaiah was gone by that time. They went through the playoff run. And LeBron took that team to the finals. Went 7 games against Indiana and them, Boston them. He was going crazy, going for 45, 48. You feel me? 40, 37. He was going crazy. He, like, for real, like, he was like that. Still like that, but back at that point, shit. A lot of them dudes ain't getting that team to their finals like that. I'm sorry, Kobe game wasn't built like that. But yeah, man, people will always talk about, LeBron's shortcomings, and I will be the first to address, yes, he has shortcomings. Yes, that finals against the Dallas Mavericks was abysmal. He should have never lost that fucking finals. That was a choke job. For sure. I'm going to tell you that was a choke job on LeBron's part. For sure. Right? And he redeemed himself and came back, but people going to always remember that. Right? He had games where he came up smaller than what he was supposed to. But now, let's not act like Kobe Bryant didn't have small moments too. Because people will sit here and say that Kobe had the will to win, unlike LeBron James. I watched Charlamagne the God, who does not watch sports. He don't know sports nearly at all, to say something like that. I know he don't. Because the shit, his points, and how he's just a LeBron hater. He wants Steph to be the face of this era so bad, and he want to take and diminish LeBron moment. He ain't even better than Kobe. Knock it off. They say Kobe always had the will to win. Let me tell you something. He had the will to take difficult shots. The late, great Kobe Bean Bryant had the will to take difficult shots through double and triple teams. He didn't necessarily always have the will to win. Because, to me, if that's the case, where was the will to win in Game 6 of the 2008 NBA Finals? Right? Kobe shot 7 of 22 from the field, had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 4 turnovers, and the Lakers lost that game by 39 points. They lost a closeout game by 39 points, and then Kobe missed 15 shots in that game, right? Then in the Game 4 of that same series, they lost a 25-point lead in the finals and lost the game against Boston. Where was the will to win at that point, right? Now, people going to talk about, his will to win. What was the will to win? Will to win. Now, in that series against the Detroit Pistons, these Detroit Pistons, they went on to have great careers. They went on to do great things. Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer. Chauncey Billups will be a Hall of Famer. Rip will probably get up in there too, right? I don't know if she will. I don't know if Basketball Hall of Fame is really easy to get into. Who knows? But before that run, nobody was talking about Kobe. Nobody was really picking. I picked them just because I didn't like the Lakers at that time. But nobody was really picking Detroit to beat them in that series. Shaq, Kobe, that damn duo, there's no way Kobe and them should have lost their finals. They won one game, a gentleman's sweep. Like, for real. And Kobe, as great as Kobe was, y'all know Tayshaun had Kobe Bryant locked up. They won't let him out. No. Had that boy in Sing Sing, in solitary confinement. Or in Chicago terms, Tayshaun had Kobe on 26 in California in the Cook County Jail, locked up in an island, okay? And that shouldn't have happened. There's no way a duo of Kobe and Shaq is supposed to lose to the Detroit Pistons. The same way LeBron them wasn't supposed to lose to the Dallas Mavericks, right? But speaking of that, because they always say LeBron them lost to Dallas, that shit was trash. He was a choke artist, right? And Kobe got the will to win. I ask you all, where was Kobe Bryant's will to win when they got swept by that same Dallas Mavericks team in the first round the year after they won the championship? They got swept. And J.J. Barea and them closed them boys out in significant fashion, broke the record, hit like 30-something threes, 34, 33 threes. So had them smoking them out. So all that will to win, where was it then? Where was Kobe Bryant's will to win when they were up 3-1 against the Phoenix Suns and Kobe lost a 3-1 lead? People always talk about Golden State and them lost a 3-1 lead. Yes, and LeBron James led the charge. Him and Kyrie provided all the smoke to Golden State to come back and win that series. But Kobe and them lost a 3-1 lead, right? And people will say, well, Phoenix had the better team. I don't want to hear that, because if LeBron James got a 3-1 lead on anybody, y'all going to say, all you got to do is win one more game. If you up by that much in the series, it's your responsibility, your duty to close them out. We don't want to hear about how much better that other team was. Y'all up on them 3-1, he's supposed to close them dudes out. And for all this alpha male talking how Kobe's such an alpha and he's such a will to win, we saw the brother stop shooting in that last game against Phoenix because the media said he was shooting the ball too much and putting them in bad positions, shooting the ball way too much and shooting ill-advised shots. He got so mad, Kobe went out there pouting and refused to shoot the ball, and then them boys lost. They lost. So what was the will to win then? You tell me. All right? So that's what I'm saying. All that, the will to win and all that, just because the dude looked mean and scowl and cuss his teammates out and all that shit, that don't mean the dude is that much more of a winner than that person. You can say, well, he got 5 chips to LeBron 4. But once again, let me say this, man. Kobe played with a prime Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant force we ever seen in this league. Now, people going to bring up, yes, LeBron played with Chris Bosh. He played with Dwayne Wade. He played with Kyrie Irving. He played with Kevin Love. Now, of all of those players, which one of those players equal to the dominance of Shaquille O'Neal? Not one of those motherfuckers. And I respect all of them. None of them equal to the dominance of Shaquille O'Neal, especially in the era where no center was fucking with Shaq. Those centers in the league at that time was watered down. Shaq was having his way. And not just because it was watered down, because he was like that. He was like that. All right? So Chris Bosh was not playing nowhere near the Shaq level when he got with Wade. Outside of that first year with Wade, after that first year, Wade started to diminish. Kevin Love was never the Minnesota type Kevin Love. He never was that dominant or ever had glimpses of that dominance in the playoffs with LeBron James at all. Kyrie was the dude that came with the smoke and came with the firepower and came in the mix. But it wasn't as dominant. It wasn't nowhere near as dominant. Nowhere near close to the dominance that Shaquille O'Neal performed with. Shaq was so dominant, he was the finals MVP for the first 3 chips. Not Kobe. Right? And LeBron was the finals MVP in every single finals he'd been in. And he rightfully so. He was rightfully so. Nobody cheated, gave him that. He was supposed to be the finals MVP in all 4 of his chips. Okay? Now, I always say this, man. Kobe was a great player. Excellent player. Especially in isolation. Outstanding. But his game was predicated on being his best individual self. His concept of basketball being a team game was not that strong. It wasn't, which is why Phil Jackson had to rein him in at times to pull him back from being such an individualist at times. Look at the years. All Kobe's successful years was there. It was during the time Phil was the coach. When Phil wasn't there, shit was rocky. It wasn't looking right because nobody could pull the reins on Kobe and tell him when to shoot, when not to shoot, and pull him back from being such an individualist at times. People will say, LeBron only cared about himself and all this and all that. It's the reason why them boys like playing with LeBron, right? He ingratiates himself to his teammates. Kobe was alienating teammates, calling them soft, cussing them out and all that shit, which could have an effect on sometimes the team winning at certain times, depending on who you talking to. Because everybody can't take that same type of verbal abuse and talk to. And then you can call them soft all you want to. You got to know your personnel. That's what a real leader does. Recognize his personnel and say, you know what, I can't talk to this one like that. I can't talk to that one like that. I could have did that with past teams, but I can't do that with this team. You can talk to Lamar Odom and them like that. You can't talk to Smush Parker and all them like that. It's certain dudes you got to know who you talking to. And that was a problem, right? I hear people say that Kobe didn't have to play GM like LeBron. LeBron plays the general manager during his career. He didn't have to. LeBron playing the general manager, requesting trades and all this and all that. First of all, don't tell me Kobe Bryant didn't have to play GM, because Kobe literally requested a trade from the Lakers. He requested a trade and wanted to go to the Clippers. It was rumors he was even coming to my hometown Chicago Bulls. And the Lakers got so scared he was going to leave, they went and got Paul Gasol at a time where Paul was a very great player. He was a great player. Not like a Pantheon great, but he was a great player. And they went and got Paul Gasol for him, right? He demanded to be traded until the Lakers got him some help. So all that, he didn't play GM. He didn't have to do all that and do all. He did it too, okay? Also, let me say this. The league wasn't as stacked when Kobe was doing his thing. During Kobe's era, the league wasn't as stacked as it is now. Kobe ain't have to go and play against no Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. He ain't have to play against an Arsenal like that. So Bron, them, yeah, they lost them 2 chips in them years playing against them dudes. Because shit, man, that firepower was crazy to stop. That shit was just like, man, as good as them boys, as good as LeBron them was, as good as LeBron was playing, they couldn't overcome that shit, man. So, yeah, man, Kobe's a great player, phenomenal. But again, his game was more of an individualistic type game. And I think LeBron had a much longer prime for sure. LeBron run from 2010 to 2019 was impeccable. 2010 to 2008, 2010, 2018 in particular, the brother went to the finals every single year. I don't care about that. Oh, he lost. Getting to the finals is hard as hell. It's the reason why dudes ain't been able to do it like that consecutively like LeBron was doing it. It's quite funny, too, how the Eastern Conference all of a sudden, it was weak when LeBron got there, when LeBron was there, but now that he gone, now it's all popping and all. Like, come on, man. Every time dude was in a situation, it was considered weak because dude was putting that shit on them boys, man. For real. And he was like that. So, yeah, man, that run from 2010 to 2018 was phenomenal. Getting to the finals is hard to do year after year after year with the way a team changes, with sometimes how burnout could happen, how sometimes guys get mentally drained, exhausted, struggle to stay focused. That dude never lost focus and stayed on task. And big games came through and delivered to get them boys to that chip. Get them boys to get them to at least to the land, to the promised land. Now they didn't always seal the deal at times, but getting to that promised land area is hard to get to. And he shouldn't be penalized because he lost. Because Kobe don't get penalized for the years he didn't make the playoffs in the years he didn't get all the way there, right? And people will be like, well, Kobe was able to play that long. If he was able to give LeBron credit, if Kobe would have been able to be given the keys when he came out of high school, it's the reason Kobe wasn't given the keys coming out of high school, because he wasn't like that like LeBron James was. Bron came on the scene playing like he was in his prime. You feel me? Like on the scene. Came right out the gate playing like he was in his prime. It's obvious Kobe didn't become that dude till like his 4th year for real. 3rd year, he started to show nice glimpses of it. 4th year is when he really came into his own for real, right? So when they're doing his 3rd season, Bron came in already. The dude got his team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, a small market team, to the finals in his 4th season and went up against the San Antonio Spurs, who virtually they didn't have no chance winning it with Drew Gooden, Boobie Gibson, Ira Newell, Danielle Marshall, Eric Snow, Larry Hughes. Now, they didn't have no chance against the damn Spurs. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Robert Horry, and Michael Finley hitting them big shots they was hitting. Bruce Bowen and them, they didn't have no chance against that shit, man. In the basketball mind of Greg Popovich, LeBron, them ain't had no chance like that. What's his coach, man? Mike Brown was a good defensive coach, but that offensive shit, that was LeBron. It was running through him all the way through and through. And LeBron, from the years he was a dog, people be like, well, he went there, he went to the finals and lost. They don't count them years. Kobe didn't make it to the finals, didn't make it to the playoffs. What about them years? And don't let me get started on them last couple of years he was there, because the shit was terrible. Shit was terrible. I remember that when Kobe got hurt, he played 36 games. Before he left, before he got hurt, the brother was shooting 37% from the field. That's horrible. His last season, he shot 35% from the field. That's terrible, right? And Kobe was like 38 years old. And look at what LeBron doing at 38. And don't tell me because the league is easier. This shit ain't too far off than what it was in 2016 when Kobe doing Kobe last year. It's just that LeBron has figured out a way for his game to still maintain longevity. Now, his scoring does not dictate winning now like it used to 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 3, 4 years ago, his scoring is always predicated winning. It doesn't do it now because now he's still putting up numbers. He still can play well, but he's leaning out of his prime now to where he can dictate the pace of the game and everything he does win basketball games. But from all of what I just gave you, with all of what I just said, LeBron James is by far a better player than Kobe. For real. Say what you want. The statistics prove it. The empirical data proves it. Outside of championships, in the first 3, Kobe wasn't even in league finals. He wasn't even finals MVP. Shaq was. Come on, man. Knock it off. Give me a break. LeBron James is a better player than Kobe Bryant without question.